flying has been monstrous. I gotta disagree with the Des there. I think we're seeing an evolution of EG.
For sure, yeah, but Loud coming in with the benefit of a couple of days to watch some games.
Oh.
I've got my on Fracture here is where EG ran away with the Protocols game. This utility synergy, constantly catching DRX off guard. Do they get away with the same thing here versus Loud?
That's the question, Demon. One already dealt with. Aspas, perfect start from him. Boostio, no opportunity to really trade much off that. It's already cut down in numbers. You're looking for some sort of flex back in from Dish. The timing's great for Boostio there. They need to flood out now. Need to get that pressure building from Dish. They try and get to the site. The underhand flash was pretty good from Sadak, but they should still be able to get the plant here.
Will do. Sadak not spotted on the boombot though. Jorgamo does have a deep position towards spawn, but less there. Guarding it, Jorgamo.
No idea.
Yeah, no idea because of the boombot.
You're absolutely right there. That's a little devastating for them. Sadak can be bringing it. Yeah, what a shot! Com needs more though. Dark goes out by a couple of seconds. Let's get to challenge. Ethan overwhelms. And now it's just Dewey's. That young gun made a name for himself on this map not too long ago. But can he find these final two? Low HP, yes, but the time is already ticking. Com, heroic performance from the site there as well. Kept them in that round.
Beautiful recovery from EG to stabilize here. After losing D1, probably the most pivotal member of this composition in terms of going for a set execute here on the pistol. Fantastic stuff from Com to flip this back in their favor. And the fault line sets him up for success.
And statistically, we have to know how many of these pistols EG are winning, how many bonuses they've been converting throughout that group stage play. Now, we have to once again highlight, Loud are just a different team altogether. Obviously, those to the international scene may look towards that Brazil result, but you have to remark and note that regular season run coming into this. They were near on infallible the way they were playing. Absolutely monstrous. So I wonder if EG has that same sort of freedom here. We see very light investments, less just a little sheriff, frenzy with Aspas. We'll see if EG can keep this clean, keep methodical, go through that protocol list.
Sadak actually isolated here with Aspas tucked in behind. Paranoia sent through, but no follow-up just yet.
Surprising, no one tried to shut down that. That felt like a really good chance, but it's less to find Boostio. So first bit of chip damage done, successful for Loud here. Any more to come from it?
Slight upgrade. Les did get tagged up down to 30 HP, but Bulldog in hand. ZG looking to navigate their way towards A site. Loud have the reading on the timing, yeah, especially with a lot of freedom to Les. Is he going to take the rope? He's actually getting behind them.
Yeah, but the timing, they actually might be a little bit deeper towards A main, but again, he will have an opportunity to this. They are going to take a couple of seconds to get that utility down. Close smokes towards the A site. Yes, you're going to have one put back by Tui's, but that's fine. The flank may have lost a little bit of its punch to it because they're still going to be in the post plant. They've all opted to basically sit on site, excluding one. That's Demon 1 here. Stunned up, tries to fall away, find a safer position. Loud and knocking at the door now. Stunned to follow. He's in danger, needs some help. Ethan can't do it. Aspas is there. Loud's trying to get dangerous here. Demon 1! Shot and a half! This guy is monstrous! That got so dangerous, Mike. Like, let's talk about what that was.
So well handled. Even with the second stun coming through from Aspas, Demon 1 has to re-tuck into the corner.
How is he not dead here?
That's ridiculous.
Especially after Ethan falls, right? Like, I thought that was the green light.
It's actually a crucial flash to come through from Ethan to stop Loud from following up on the fault line. Initially, that's when you expect Demon 1 to fall. So well handled.
Old progress-wise as well, Com's pretty close by to his. I mean, Demon 1 not a million miles away, Aspas very close by. Now into the bonus, we have seen statistically EG doing very well here. This one, not going to have as much punch to it, so I wonder if there's a plan in mind that they can maybe hit here. But Loud, let's have a little look as to what they're doing as well.
I mean, Boostio on the Sheriff, they obtained the Hunter's Fury as well, and 3 rifles to work with here, though, so it's not as if they're bringing a couple of SMGs in, Lauren. This is an opportunity to potentially stack up. Especially if they lean towards B, where Loud only have 2 players positioned right now. If they play the trades, this is the best possible situation for a bonus.
Yep. Sadak, though. Probably the first one to really feel that contact coming through. Does have less by his side. 3-play stack over towards 8. Will take a second or 2 to come into any sort of effective range. And tower controls there. So, speaking of the ult, noted it earlier, Com's going to send it, and it's actually Boostio to find Sadak. Okay, talk about on the site, light work towards Les, and Mike, this is gorgeous to watch.
Like I said, they actually identify the site where there's 2 positioned. Aspas and County need to find something here, but Boostio stands his ground.
Okay, surely not, no more, what? This is genuinely a treat to watch. These bonus conversions, this gets a full buy from Loud. Note that. This isn't just an eco. This is nothing like the sword. They got 5 standing. They got upgrades galore, and Tui's is on 24 HP. He's dead. EG. There's the Prime Gaming Flawless, and that is a call to attention for Loud. They got to wake up.
This is so beautifully set up as well. The Nano Swarm, the Paint Shell, the Aftershock, and then the Hunter's Fury on top of that, posted behind it. EG don't even need to take contact towards Arcade here. The utility combination forces Loud a little deeper. You see here, Salak just has nowhere to go.
That is a brutal take towards tower. Wow.
What a huge tool to have at their disposal in the
How are you meant to be comfortable in
bonus.
tower
Yeah,
ever?
it's... Again, this is invested from so deep as well. Loud can't aggress onto this.
And it's a very short list of those who've pressured Loud, who's taken maps against Loud, and EG are one of those teams here. Very exclusive list. Some of the best that we've seen throughout Valorant thus far, but converting it into a win is a different thing altogether. This is map 1. EG have done statistically what we've been discussing them being exceptionally good at so far. Now, can Loud get a little dangerous? Yes, they can. That's a rifle recovered and a player isolated, and they've read this correctly. Expecting that flex from the other side of the map now, over towards 8. Smoke does go in, but EG looking to disrespect that. They're straight on through.
Aspas does pop the ult, though.
He's a scary man.
Yeah. There's no second layer to this right now. It's just Aspas on site. He goes 1 for 1. Ethan will find it.
Surprised no one tried to back him up a little bit, maybe put their life on the line to try and facilitate something. But speaking of that, life on the line, Com, just a perfect positioning here to make them so uncomfortable. Yes, there's still 3 alive for Loud, but Com's position is maintaining so much area of this map. Ethan, gonna find it hard to back away from this now, so could get isolated.
Tui's has only just gone and recovered the rifle. 2 Sheriffs in his teammates' hands. Stun comes through, but Jorgamo able to cut line of sight here from Cow and Zine. Loud maybe just going to look for a couple of exits here.
Yep, Ethan's going to deny Count Z. Jorgo will find Tui's, and less. How much more damage can you get? 2 more potential victims. Tom's just going to play the timing, doesn't need to overdo this. And it should be hard for Les to really connect something clean here. Yeah, okay. EG navigating the threats in that round, but Loud getting a little bit more dangerous here, round by round. That's much closer.
So, 4 on the board for EG, nice and early, and getting close to some of these key ultimates. Demon 1-2 away from the orbital strike, 1 off the lockdown for Boostio. A Rolling Thunder at their disposal. Loud need to answer back early on in this half.
Yeah, I think if this one gets completely taken away from them, I'm wondering when that timeout hits. Could be
again, round 3, they played it very passively. As soon as they got rifles on the board, it was a lot of space conceded to EG. And like we said, the investment of utility in the ultimate was so deep. There's no answer back in for Loud there.
Okay, hearing enough steps, that paranoia is going to send most of EG scrambling. Let's try to buy some time. He's got Tui's by his side as well. This is very nice. And the crunch is on the way. It's just murder of Dish. Beautiful from Loud. Stunning shutdown of that. And Ethan's got nothing to say about the matter. That's the response they needed, and it was clear.
And we'll chip away, force a full repurchase here from EG. Should still be protected, though, in terms of the buy behind this. Again, you can see here on the X-ray how quickly Loud are looking to pinch 3 players. Barrel out of Arcade, but not even necessary.
We have ult-wise. Rolling Thunder lockdown, 1 away from Orbital Strike 2.
The 2 off the Showstopper as well.
Yeah, wow. On the other side, TP's there, not as influential. Couple, only 1 away as well. Less, not too far off, but looks like Loud really prioritizing taking space here. North side is theirs.
EG, though, can they backfill this? They find an advantage on the other side.
You can already see they're coming back around. The lockdown's going to go in from Boostio. Trying to defend this. Loud looking to get a little closer by to it. Aspas trying to take a little bit of space, but he has to respect it now with only 3 seconds left on the lockdown. EG going to take towards the side, but this is where it gets interesting. Now we start to see that threat coming back through here, and surely EG questioning where the hell these boys are.
Huge.
That is massive! Can Jorgamo shut it down though? Can he close that gap? How far does he go? Loud being corralled around, spots out 1, looks for the follow-up, he's got it! This is beautiful to watch. And Loud getting no access back towards this side after that perfect pinch towards the north side. There's nothing to be had. A little overzealous on this one, but it's all effective trades. Ethan still holding so much space here. Les trying to do the dance with him, and he actually has the better moves too. He's now closing on in. The time's been ticking this entire fight here. Overwhelmed, Les does well, takes down Demon 1. There's a real chance of this one. The smoke's still in play. They got to check on this man. Busio, come dive in, take down Tui's. And Les knows the round's done. He's got to get out of there. Com and Busio keep himself standing. Com better be ready. Hello, bye-bye. Com caught napping a little here, but EG happy enough with the round.
I mean, this is a beautiful setup. The read is perfect from Loud to come through, pinch on the north side, remove that second wave, I guess, from the lockdown and execute. But the response from EG is beautiful. You can see Jorgamo screaming for the Rolling Thunder to be sent through, and it sets him up to find 2 massive kills. Before Loud have even got a chance to even take back the space in Arcade behind the lockdown.
Yeah, it was very nicely done. Quick, identifying very quickly what's been going on. Speaking of that timeout, we kind of discussed when do they hit that button? It's now. 5-1, feeling that's enough. We need to get a grip on this game. Pump the brakes a little. Still have a buy in hand here for Loud, so they can at least come in with that weaponry. They'll be fine with that. Ult-wise, as it sits, EG only have that orbital strike there. Yes, 2 away from the Hunter's Fury, but on the other side, you're going to have Sadak very close by with his. They're starting to get a couple of options here, but I want to see what that adaptation is. It looked like map territory gaining was one of the priority pieces, but it hasn't rewarded them as much as they wanted.
I think now they're looking to execute some set pieces here to deny some of the space for EG. Again, we know the utility synergy is the key to EG's success here on Fracture, and they want to remove some of those tools as early on in the round. Problem being, they have to mitigate some of that risk. If they start conceding or even trading out, it doesn't necessarily favor Loud in that regard.
And speaking of not favoring, I think, again, one of the statistics you have to kind of roll your mind back to during regular season for EG as well. Yeah, that's probably part of it. The fact that coming out of timeouts, EG have also been very good when they've been given a directive, right? Like, that has been something that's sat very well with them. Again, I do think Loud have that pedigree there to kind of kick into gear, but they feel like they're slightly behind the curve at this point. I want to see them activate a little more here, get a grip on the game, bring EG back to heel.
Investment out here, but no swing from Loud. I guess the fault lines trade off here. And a slow start to the round coming out of the timeout. Deep progress, yes. It looks like a paranoia set up here from Tui's. Actually sent here on the back of the drone. Cover going out. So popped a little early. And that feels like a win for EG, honestly, to bait that out here and almost get a feel for the set piece or what Loud were trying to accomplish here towards A main. It wouldn't surprise me if Les and Sadak give up a little bit of sight here. Wait for those 3 players to actually set up and come through and flank if the execute onto B does come, Lauren.
So EG will have the green light towards the site. May get a little bit of pressure on the cross, but they should be there. There it is, Smokes, and a quick hit. So Jorgamo's going to get there. The strike comes down, clears out towards tower, but Jorgamo connects towards Les. Sadak with a great trade, and they haven't fully accessed the site. Look at the flank, it's on the way. This is where the danger's going to come in. Busio seems all too aware, but the stun's in. They're in danger. Loud now closing them down. They don't have any safety to fall back to, so they take the fight, and that's perfect positioning. Punishing 2. Cowan's in there, but Demon 1. He's still alive. A 1v2. He's got to know where Sadak is. Tui's maybe a little bit harder to pin down. He's only got 14 seconds to find this. How much does he get?
10
Jump spot, left. Spots 1. It's not a comfortable plant. He's going to get it down for now. Closing the gap, though. You've got to respect this man. A danger! A danger through! Demon 1 is in the server. A little absent through groups, but playoffs, he has appeared.
That is disgusting. That is actually disgusting.
Roll it back to me right now. Because this, I thought this was wraps, Mike. I thought this was wraps.
It should be. I mean, you can see Loud set up. Even at the first smoke being invested, Loud look to execute this flank.
What on earth? You got a smile from Ethan. That's saying something.
Beautiful stuff. You don't often win out those versus Loud.
Them,
no.
Come off it. We do need to take stock at some point. We are sitting at a 6-1 lead for EG here. But Loud getting more proactive, getting a little more aggressive. And I say a little, I mean a lot. Boostio trying to go anti-flash on this, but they just keep on walking. Demon 1's gone down, Boostio turns. It's traded out here. Now, EG on the other side of the map going to try and take that space. Loud looking like they just want to get brutal, get aggressive. And they're losing out on these fights here. And the other side of the map's completely open for EG.
Yeah, big gap here for EG to exploit. No command popped as well, so they almost get confirmation of further presence by Loud. Find themselves a free plant, have the Hunter's Fury as well to work with here, and an Aftershock, so if they go for a plant where they can play off both, definitely doable here for EG. It's Loud a million miles away from this as the plant comes through. Lots of question marks on the re-hit here through A main.
This is a little worrying. Now, Com has utility, still 2 shock darts as well. Ethan's got a little bit of kit left too, but he's just posted up on this. Okay, gonna slip back, hearing enough steps. Oh, Com caught just in the middle of no man's land. That's a lot of presence there for Ethan. He's got to be careful. Can he create a little crossfire, maybe with Jorgamo? Maybe a little bit of a pinch on this one. Jorgamo forced to commit to the site. It's Loud working their way back in. Gorgeous clear. And Jorgamo just trying to live behind that smoke. Spots out one, overwhelmed. Loud getting hyper-aggressive, Mike.
Yeah, paying no respect to the scoreline right here. Loud barreling onto site. Actually a beautiful pre-fire. I think Comms is completely caught off guard by the pacing, which Loud are just clearing back through A main. Lots of tools available, like I said, but EG opting to leave Com on site, not rely on the Hunter's Fury, and the fault line not really amounting to much.
But even the start of the round was almost bullish in approach, wasn't it? Just that almost overcommit through from B, taking those open challenges, which is traditionally not so favorable, but Loud just kind of going back to hyper-aggression as the answer, which may be enough, right? Disrupt EG early on, force them into unfavorable scenarios, and then just kind of run through them. But EG being humbled a little on the money as well, seeing a Guardian come out here, still able to get most of it by Bulldog with Ethan. Big info early on now.
Just waiting for a tag to come through there. Loud preemptively rotate away from this, or at least one. Cow and Zine will head across towards A site, maybe re-clear through A main. I think this might be Loud's plan going forward. Looking to address the back line as soon as this pressure is felt towards B site.
Yeah, totally different setup now from Loud, isn't it?
I mean, last time Les actually dipped out the smoke, got pinged by the bolt, so Loud's numbers were weakened ahead of that flank even coming into play here. I was going to say if he's opting for the same thing or does just concede some of the space with Sadak.
Yep, he's starting to respect that here. Not as much information they'd like off the knife, but they're going to be willing to commit that rotation now.
Ahead of this, actually, yeah.
Oh, hold on, here comes the counter hit again, so aggressive, bursting forward, big tag! 2 tags achieved. Jorgamo tries to make the most of it, but his Aspat still standing, still does a bit of damage. And now down to 3v2, numbers in favor of Loud now. All on Jorgamo, this is so much to ask of him. He can't quite get the control. Oh, a valiant attempt from Jorgamo. But Cow and Zine, standing on 19 HP, is the one to do it. This is getting bloody now between these two.
Yeah, and Loud looking to get ahead of the curve actually here with the pre-take on the back of the spike being tapped. And you can see just how chaotic the exchange is here with utility and ultimates being dumped towards site. Maybe here with some of these, I guess, more retake-oriented setups, Loud want to create a little bit of chaos. There's not really taking much investment in terms of utility for EG on the way in. Loud are happy to concede this space if they don't get some tangible information to start the round off, or a first blood, for example.
So that's what the questions will be kind of with this EG timeout now into effect. What are they coming up with now? They've had their money kind of, put back down. They can go for maybe a little half filer, a Shiko coming out or something of that ilk, but it's not going to be massive. So you're looking bigger picture here. Loud have responded first. They were being dictated to initially. Just kind of slip back into their more passive hold towards the B site, playing for the retake. Still having that space being taken over towards A main, so they're still very aware of this. Now, what is that adaptation here from EG? What is that next step and answer for them? It's going to be hard to bring it out here. I doubt it's this round, but following this.
I'm curious of actually if Loud revert back to, if they're not rewarded for this setup in A main, if it is so heavily reliant on addressing the backline, removing Boostio, Demon 1 and Com potentially with its utility, and try and get behind some of these B-side executes, how long they actually sit with this 3-man setup towards A main, because it certainly doesn't feel comfortable. It gives Les and Sadak very little to do, honestly. They have to sit behind these smokes when they are invested, and you certainly don't want to be the one swinging out of smokes. In terms of the retake here, the flank definitely feels like the safer bet. Same thing once again, though. CEG pistols to bring into this. 3 sheriffs, a couple of frenzies to maybe run someone down. Well, they might have had the orbital strike set up there, but maybe no confirmation on the stun or...
Okay. I want to see if Boostio gets the timing right to maybe punish some of these players. Just going to be working towards his ult as well. This is just going to be a round of trying to get towards those ult orbs as well.
I was going to say, yeah, if Ethan actually gets Rolling Thunder on, the next round for EG looks very well equipped. Flashed over the top here, but less.
Doesn't find anything.
They've had no confirmation of presence outside here. Knife won't find anything either.
And maybe Boostio going to try and sell him something over towards A, but you can see the intention from EG is going to be this eventual B finish. Less forced a little deeper here, challenge, and it's achieved. That's the ult invested to Boombot going to get dealt with. He should be on red alert here. Sadak, there's nothing to deny the cross, so he can watch this one. They actually make it through Ethan. That was risky as hell, but he's going to make it there. Plant's going to go down. How much can they hold back here? Keep in mind, they only have that one rifle with Demon 1, but maybe in his hands, it might be enough. This end scurrying away. Demon 1's going to catch Kalanzine. And the flank from Boostio. It's huge. Oh my God, EG. They had nothing but Sheriff's odds and ends and one recovered rifle. And it's Aspas, one of the world's greatest, chasing down 4 players now. He's being given nothing, Mike. They're giving him no quarter now.
Just rifle in hand, but time ticking away here. He's gonna find it. What a ridiculous read. The adjustment here on this B site here, they know that Les and Sadak are respecting it. They're giving it up. They're waiting time for this back line to be flanked. And the response here is, the fault line comes through, and Jorgamo finds it with the showstopper. Such a beautiful switch up. You can see Boostio even relaying that information. He was like, yeah, I'm good for 2 potentially here. The orbital strike buys more time. Beautiful investment here from EG. I love the tiny, tiny switch up here.
Just having Boostio in that spot is going to command a response. Now, they've broken the buy of Loud, so you're looking at what they've got as Sheriffs and a Guardian, so stacking out towards B. I want to see if EG do go for a fact-finding mission of their own, make sure they don't fall to this, because we've been seeing this aggression, and Aspas is closing in. That's the first. Good trade for Ethan, though, not going to let that get too out of hand. Going to spiral away until then. Kalanzine filling that void, taking down Boostio. Maybe Loud are going to do it right back to him. A little bit more to this fight, but not a great deal. And then just going to slip away. They've done the damage. They can fall back towards the site.
It's strange here to see that. Obviously, Tui's on the other side of the map, but no smoke to come through to block off that angle just to the backside of Tree to really truly isolate that first player. Guardian and Sheriffs to work with here. But EG in a 3v4.
Yeah, I'm looking at Les as well. His timing is going to be interesting. If he decides to get a little more involved. They have the steps towards the side, but they want to maybe chase down one. Ethan's found Kalanzine. How do you get that? And now, look at the awareness as well. Turns around to have a little look for Les, but he's not there. Missing the timing, gives an opportunity. Les waits, he strikes. That could be a second. Not just yet. Calm's still alive. Okay. Not out of the woods just yet. Sadak and Tui still alive. Looking at this, still one smoke, one flash for Sadak, and he's closing the gap a little here. Looking for the chip damage. Doesn't get the reward. And now just Tui's. This is brutal. This is hard to try and work against. Another check. Com's good for it. Stability found for EG now. Up to 8. And they get past those threats. But that was Stormy Waters. Loud got super in their face.
Com is playing so confidently here. The ping on the recon, and he's running knife out towards tower to charge down that kill. It's ridiculous. And yes, in this round, Loud take the initiative, but again, it's mitigated so well by EG, and they win out in terms of the pivot. The mid-round here suits them perfectly. Like I said, maybe if Aspas lives off that initial play, there's a smoke behind, it's a little more protected. That could have gone a different way.
They've got the same stack almost, but with a buy behind it. A little bit of a switch of positions, and Aspas, this timing, it's rough for him now, down to 14, forced away. It's Kalanzine to punish towards Jorgamo. And Kalanzine going to double down on this, still stunned up, still wants more. Maybe overzealous in this, a little caught up, a little punish, and how is Ethan here? Yeah, even Aspas is surprised. Ethan taking so much space.
Have to respect the lockdown here. Flank for Tui's coming on the north side towards Arcade. The plant will be obtained. Some tools available. Another shock dart, still got the molly, and some nano swarms down, so Loud have to be quick about this. I'll just post preemptively.
They're just going to send it, and it's, even if it's time for, but it's even a tag! Sadak's gone down. Less than Tui's that flank being noted. Ethan, super heads up. Still looking towards it, just sitting out that traditional angle tucked into the corner, but he's going for a hunt on this one. He wants a bit more. He's out for blood frenzies, and up for it, Ethan! Seals it, signs it, delivers it. EG! What a goddamn half!
Beautiful reaction as well from Ethan. He actually gets into the backside of Underpass, actually all the way past Arcade. Loud leave the back door open, and the Rolling Thunder posted through. Results in a kill and leaves that B site once again on a platter. I mean, Loud just didn't have a response here. We didn't see enough versatility at all, Lauren.
And those questions hopefully will be answered on the desk where we're going to now.
Thank you very much, Pansy and Hypok. What a start to this game. Bala, EG are just so prepared on this map.
Yeah, this is a perfect map for them. I mean, they could get so many ults online, and Calm is a demon with them, and the plan that Potter has with these ults is beautiful. Let's look at a bonus run, actually, that really catapulted them to having a massive lead in this game. The thing that they do here, they throw a molly for Boostio that lands all the way up in tower and completely separates the entire team on Loud and the entire setup for Loud. And Calm has farmed up his ult because of a really fantastic pistol round. Jogamo, in this situation, you might think that he's just, you know, doing normal things. He gets naded in, whatever. He's going to follow up and get a kill. Those players, why are they so separated? It's because of this. If you could pause right here on this ping, this guy gets 2 players at the same time as they've cleared out halls at the top of this right here. All this space in tower is completely covered. This is getting aftershocked, it's getting stunned at the same time, there's a nade going in, and you'll see on Sadak's POV, if you can start it again right here, 2 pings out of Calm. Both those players are now known. There's also a molly keeping them inside of this space. So Sadak's POV, it's just completely, I mean, what can you do in this space? He's like, okay, I'll just throw a nade. I'll do what I can. You see the aftershock. There's the Hunter's Fury. He has no room to move. And he actually walks back into that. And this is the type of thing that's just really, really nice to see from EG over and over.
And those are the preset ideas. They also had these rounds where it was really fast reactions with ult. They end the half with a breach ult coming in and forcing Loud into the EG players on the south side to punish them. One of their big priorities is collecting orbs on both sides of the map. And you saw towards the later part, Loud was trying to introduce some aggression to shut that down, but that was constantly getting punished. EG is so good at varying the pace.
I think Loud actually came into this strategically dealing with some of these ideas very well, but individually EG is just pounding.
Yeah, I mean, Loud, they have to dig a little bit deeper and find a next layer, Lauren, if they want to win this map. Let's see if they can.
You're right, there has to be more from Loud, right? We look at them as one of the best. There's no other way to phrase it. You kind of put them up there with Fnatic, you put them up there as one of the favorites coming into this event. And right now they have 3 rounds against EG, who scraped into this tournament. This could be the Cinderella run. We've been missing them for a while. We wait and see. This is only the first half, best of 3. It's a long series. And Loud, more than capable of bringing this back into touching distance, but it has to start now.
Hold on, set up here.
Set up.
All right, yeah, looking to pinch immediately, but a little bit of chip damage done. Aspas will be down to 58 HP now, and definitely weakens the front line here. Jogma, clearance might find it. No, Sadak gets it.
They're so hungry for this pinch, though. They're almost tripling, doubling, over-committing in towards that, and Loud so ready on the other side, brawling it out. Yes, taking a lot of damage, but it needs something almost tragic to go wrong, and maybe the tragedy's in the hands of this man, not this time. Aspas overwhelms, takes the site. More than likely takes the round. Comp has had a wonderful performance, but this is a very tough situation.
Aspas 28, Sadak 22, Tui's 15. If he can find this first one, Les would be the one to fall first to make it doable, but Loud find the pistol.
Here we go.
EG very happy to take that engagement. I don't know if they feel like it's maybe 1 or 2 players, but spacing a little off. Jorgamo, yes, caught off guard, but second and third swings, a little bit disjointed, which we haven't seen many examples of, to be honest with you. That took his time with that one.
The frenzy will still win.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. For this, though, looking back here, just the frenzy for Demon 1. That's it. Everyone else on classics. Actually, he doesn't even go for that. So, full on eco. Look at the buy coming out from Loud as well. Rifle straight up for Aspas. Guardian coming out for Kaunzin, and the rest just kind of filling the ranks. And just a bit of a walk back through. Now, the timing on this...
They're going to meet each other.
Yep. There shouldn't be a problem with this. The weaponry alone for Loud should be fine, but it's getting a little chaotic. Demon 1 going to find one, Deacon finds another. Any more, and it would have been a question mark. For now, they can operate with 3. That would be just fine. What does Boostio do with this?
They spotted Boostio at the start of the round, so reading into the fact he's rotated back through spawn here after taking a little bit of damage. Was there a Bulldog missing?
There was a Bulldog on the buy, so I don't know where that's gone. Kaunzin had it at the start. So
yeah.
I wonder if that's maybe Boostio's having a little bit of a glimpse, see what's about. Don't know if it's been... I don't know where that's gone. neither does Boostio. So,
I mean, where the death marker is maybe fell over the side out of the map, but it's a big loss, to be honest with you. Obviously, you can throw away the pistols here, maybe even the Spectre. See if Boostio can get anything else done as well, to be honest with you.
nah, not going to be. 3 alive. That's lovely for Loud. Just what they needed. It's not as clean as I'm sure they'd like, but at this point, you're closing in on that scoreline.
No,
That's
for sure.
the critical thing.
Yeah, with this purchase, again, you can give up 2 lives for sure. Like I said, it's tough that the Bulldog gets lost
Yeah.
in that exchange.
That's where it was, so definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, up and over the
Side.
edge. Bye-bye. So yeah, Kalanzine down to just the Sheriff. So yeah, that could have been nice to bolster this purchase a little more. They still have the 3 rifles out, so it's not the end of the world for Loud. Again, very competitive purchase coming into this match, or at least into this round.
Aspas barreling towards it, yeah. Way ahead of the curve here. No flash, no stun, nothing. Demon 1 will punish. So an early advantage here for EG. Spike not committed just yet. Sadak and Les to plant the seed here. Com's actually going to drone in this position. You got to be careful of that utility combo coming through.
Yeah, puts him down to 33. But he does get to keep his life, a little bit of support from CT, and they're responding quite quickly to this. Still going to have Jorgamo over towards Sand. Notice the player close, a little bit paranoid over towards Dish. No one's there.
See, Loud were ready to collapse here. They actually collected the spike and were ready to actually force their way onto A. It did draw the rotation though.
Yeah, just double checking that no one had slipped up towards Sand just yet. They're still behind the door, so gives Jorgamo a little bit more of an angle to play with. Kalanzine, Sadak to his left, and a dry re-clear of this gives a fair fight to Jorgamo, and you can't be doing that. Down to 40, but he still fancies more, and he gets more. That's the 3rd for him this round. 4 still standing for EG. Can Tui's do some damage on this? This is rough for him. Does he get a fair fight? Demon 1 doesn't want it to be fair, but Tui's closing in a little bit. And drawn in, has a little look towards Ethan, confirms the position. Com's got to be careful. Was put down a little lower as Tui's just step by step trying to clear through this. Yeah, he's being toyed with. This is rough. 13 seconds. Not many options in this now. And yeah, gets found. Demon 1. Good for it. Jorgamo though, Mike. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Again, just Sadak swings onto the angle as the fault line's coming in. Commits to the engagement, and Jorgamo, he's got a corner to tuck into. This was very bizarre. I don't know if Aspas is maybe thinking he's going to catch somebody on a jump peak or something, but like I said, no utility at all to provide pressure to that first angle that opens up. I think it just so happens that EG are stacked in a high-low there.
Okay, that's double digits for EG now. Big buy coming out though for Loud. What's the game plan now? Ethan, gonna spot what's going on? What on earth is going on? This round is bizarre. EG just getting a little fast and loose with this. You can't be really doing that against Loud. I mean, same can be said, I guess, for Aspas flying through completely none the wiser. But while all this happens, while this little battle happens on Sand, they've slipped through towards the site.
EG maybe anticipating a rotation back towards B. Plant will come through. I think just in audible range here, the EG players all the way over in spawn. Some tools to work with, a smoke for Demon 1 and Molly, 1 off the orbital strike. Look at Jorgamo, tons of utility to work with here.
They're going to have to price one of these players out. Some very deep positions though. Loud, all safely getting away from the site. Jorgamo put them under pressure though. They don't know this though, now they do. No one's on site. This is a really hard position to try and play up against. Loud are going to run that clock to perfection. Paranoia Ascent doesn't catch. Jorgamo closing in. He needs to make sure he's got this, I don't know, on wraps somehow. Because there's still utility for Loud. They are defending this perfectly. They're basically making it impossible for EG, even in this situation. No time. Loud did enough in that post plant to get them up to 6.
Move everything, force a repurchase as well. Again, secondary objective achieved here. And even so, I didn't even actually spot that. It was still a snake bite in play for less. Did have the poison orb lined up, and aftershock to come through as well. So very tough for EG to actually pull off this retake.
Yeah. But also, I do have to put a little question mark towards Aspas in the last couple of rounds.
The start of that round was bizarre.
It was very strange, wasn't it?
Because there was investment this time around. It wasn't if it was just Aspas barreling onto, into A main. Really strange.
And Loud, look at the pace on this. Yeah, absolute singular focus on this round. Gonna head on through. Held back by that smoke, though. It's enough for them to rethink this approach. I thought they might have just committed through that, potentially.
I mean, what, 2 flashes? The knife invested. And it's not really won them anything if you look at the minimap. Posturing up as if that fast hit was going to come through, and now they're going to recontact back onto site.
Looks like it. And we can see the 2 players sat quite deep for EG. There is still one towards tower. It's going to be Jorgamo. D1 does have ult 2. Now quietly as they could, trying to get towards the site. Now here comes a problem though. Going to send them away, trying to isolate a few kills here. Jorgamo going to find Karazine and retake towards the site here. Loud held at the door once again. Utility going to start dwindling as you can already see the pings coming out. They're starting to get the information now. The spike is down just from that verge of tower. Incredible reposition from Jorgamo. And the cross now gets punished. It's all on Aspas in a 1v3. This is wild for him. He needs to almost over-deliver here. They're starting to flood the site. Get a little closer. Another tap on the spike. He ain't going to get that fight. EG really offsetting the pace that Loud wanted, but also Loud looking a little hesitant on some of these.
Yeah, I don't know if that was just intended or if it was just the smoke that slowed them down. But recontacting here with such a huge investment, they have to wait for the knife to come back through. And
I love that reposition from him here, though. Just tucking in the corner, making them to work towards that spike.
deals with the one player that crosses, and there's another question mark created for Loud to have to re-clear default, and nobody does. Very, very concerned with how some of these rounds in the second half have looked. With Loud are just throwing something out to see what sticks, but seeing Aspas way ahead of the curve and
Disconnected like that.
disconnected from not just the rest of his team, but absent of any utility to support him to make such brazen plays in the early round.
I don't mind him being audacious. It's one of my favorite things to see a Neon well supported.
Remember,
exactly.
yeah.
It's like this guy's one of the best in the world. He's still on 17-14. He's not having a bad game, but you want to see that kind of fit within the machine of it, right? You want to see that kind of supplemented, supported. It hasn't felt like it's got that synergy in the right place here. Some of that credit, sure, I'll put to EG, but a couple of these rounds have been, it looks like maybe a misplay, something that's just not quite right. And I do want to talk about this, and we'll talk bigger picture maybe after this map, because again, this is EG's choice, so they do look good here for now. Coming in cold to the playoffs is a conversation I want to have with you, especially for Loud. Now, I think we kind of talked about this at the start. We wouldn't put them as one of those teams who suffer that issue, but they're now presented potentially a map down going forward.
It looks like they actually are suffering from that issue, to be honest with you. This is very uncharacteristic, some of these rounds, the way... and again, this is not to discredit what EG are doing here on Fracture at all, but Loud look off their game. Yes, there's an adjustment period, sure, but...
Gotta get it going. We'll re-explore that once we get in towards map 2 here, because we're still not out of the game just yet. Loud have enough ult to be able to make something out of this round. Spray comes in, actually Comp does connect towards Sadak. So this suddenly isn't going as easy as expected. EG, yeah, these positions are beautiful. So prepared for what Loud are gonna do. It's clean. It's a Prime Gaming flawless to get to 12. EG looking near on untouchable here.
And Loud actually dump a couple of ultimates into that. Have the Rolling Thunder to work with, less 2 away from the pit, but see here, even catching Sadak here with that.
Spike down A.
1v5.
He came in.
Ah, go Corbin! I killed
Yeah, 12-6 now.
One more. One more and the map 1 is theirs, right? That's such a hurdle to get past against Loud. Pull this into context.
It's not close either.
It hasn't been. And it's leaving me with so many worries for Loud bigger picture, but for now we focus on this round. Round 19, 6-12. EG are in control, but Sadak has a lot of room to play with here. It's north side space for EG. They've prioritized this. And Demon 1 starts to come back through. He has no idea that Sadak's this deep. Oh my god, this guy! Apparently doesn't make a blind bit of difference, but look at the response though. It's quite quick. They're going to head right back over towards B. Loud leaning into this now.
This is almost what EG want, though. Look at the ultimates here. The lockdown, the Hunter's Fury, the Rolling Thunder, all available. And an early advantage created by EG.
And the ult sent back through from Karazine finds nothing. No one was even close to CT, but we wait. Let's see what this pack of 3 can find, kind of filtering through that southern side. Loud going to try and set up their best defenses here.
They're reflanking to put down the attacker lockdown in underpass. There's the awareness there from Loud. Couple of players positioned towards Arcade. They can get on the outside of this.
Here we go. There go the alarm bells. They're ringing. They
I
got
want
to
to see the
handle this.
Hunter's Fury behind this as well.
The combo coming in from Ethan though. Can they get this one started? Oh, the cross gets caught. Big shot and a bigger follow-up. Aspas, he's not out of it yet. This is still a great hold from him. Jorgamo is on the defuse though, tagged up but not going to be stopping just yet. Aspas is doing so much damage and it's all just come. This one slipped between their fingertips. There's a little bit of that magic we know that Loud have.
First round that actually feels like Loud withstand the game plan from EG.
Convincing round for me.
Again, set up perfectly to get on the outside of that lockdown, and I was surprised we didn't actually see the combo. Maybe it happened off screen, but these are the sort of rounds where, like I said, they play perfectly into EG's game plan, and there's usually a Hunter's Fury behind this to clear up on the outside of the lockdown. Big round from Aspas, though.
Yep. If he starts activating, it does get scary. His movement's so gorgeous when you watch him play, like, wow. I've missed watching that man work. Let's see what he's up to this time around, though. We've kind of seen that kind of, I guess, almost overheated times, a little bit overzealous in some of these approaches to the site. But for now, Loud taking a little bit more of a different route, a little bit more cautious, a little bit more passive. You can see EG on the other side responding by taking map control. So we're going to clear through that northern side.
Jorgamo might even catch Kawanzin and Aspas on the backside of this.
This is purely a timing game. I want to see from that northern side, that perspective coming in from Jorgamo. Okay, he's got contact, but he didn't get the kill. So that's one thing, that's a small bonus, but he's actually going to double down on the chase here. They want to try and connect towards this. They get out with their lives though, and Com's going to burn the ult for this too. There's the tag that he was looking for. But now the cross is going to be made. Good timing from the Molly to come down, but Booster the one to find Sadak. The site is not safe at all. Aspas forced away. He's got so many problems. Oh, and Jorgamo is the biggest one of them all, making issues for Loud and leaving them in tatters. Less is all that's standing. It's the 5 of EG. How much can he achieve out of this one? The spike is 1,000,000 miles away, and so is map 1 for Loud. Beautiful from EG, holding on to this Cinderella run now.
The confidence continues to flow here for EG. Loud, I gotta say it, a couple of rounds there where they just looked a little stunned, a little shocked. Lacking answers in the first half, and in the second, I don't know if it's frustration coming into a few of these, but definitely got to keep that in check here. This is a familiar opponent here.
It is. But again, we talk about the capabilities that come with being a favored side, an experienced side. All of that Loud still has. They still have that pedigree, that ability to go backstage, take a moment, mentally reset, come back in. Their map next, it's Ascent. I mean, this map sits with them so perfectly. Yes, EG have done damage on this. It's not a bad map for EG, but still, it's going to be a reminder you can never write Loud out. But EG deserve a lot of credit for this map, Mike.
Absolutely, yeah, and we see them execute the same sort of set pieces we saw previously versus DRX, but then on top of that, a couple of the players really actually excelling beyond that, coming out in gunfights in 1vx situations. Demon 1, man, that clutch early on was ridiculous.
Yes.
Completely forgot about that until we saw it in the replay there.
Yeah.
So yeah, very few positives, very few, you know, rounds that Loud can really pin onto in terms of successes here. And EG actually winning out in some of the adjustments beautifully in the first half.
This could be one of the bigger upsets of the tournament so far. They've taken the first steps towards it. We're not
Loud's
there yet.
opening game.
This is their debut on the stage. Last international affair for them didn't go so well. So a little bit of a reminder, maybe a little bit of a nightmare reoccurring here, but they're gonna be having it with their eyes wide open, and EG carrying on from the group stage. This has been a very good confidence builder here for EG. This will get them knowing, hey, playoff stage, just the same as those groups for us. We can keep doing this. Ascent is a different beast, Mike. This could be where Loud bring back the game. They have the pedigree, they have the reputation for a reason, and you at home do not want to miss it.
われてる喉から出る手追われてる脳が鍛れてる右脳で吐き溜めてる向こうから来るハートに溺れる内向囚われの向こう途方もない壮大なるビッグボールいけるかどうか頭口だけを頼りロービーツ浴びさんさん浴び共感ないないでは
Have you ever asked yourself after a bad game, what am I missing? Or sought help from impatient friends? Or browsed desperately for answers that only bring up more questions? Your self-doubting days are over with Discovery, the first game-focused AI. Discovery is trained on the world's leading esports athletes to be your everyday personal coach. That's right, Discovery can help you improve your gameplay by giving you tips and strategies to take your game to the next level. Get started at aimlabs.com/discovery.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Of course, here with Coach Potter as we break down what just happened in the last game. Potter, first and foremost, this Loud team has been a thorn on your side throughout this season, but this is not the same EG team that got 13-0'd by this squad before. This is a different beast altogether. How are you keeping the boys mental in this game? But most importantly, how are you going to keep the momentum moving forward into map number 2?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a learning process for us, for sure. Third time's a charm, and it seems like each time we play versus Loud, we just get better and better. We feed off their energy, and we learn a lot each series. So this time around, there was not a lot of motivating words I had to give to the boys. We were feeling very confident. As soon as we woke up this morning, we were feeling very good. No jinxing here, but we've got one more map. Job's not done. Ascent. Yeah, we beat them for the first time. I think Loud, they lost for the first time versus us the last time we played. So they're definitely going to be ready. They're definitely going to be ready, but we've got something prepared for them.
Well, I mean, this has been an exciting game for EG nonetheless. Coach Potter, always a pleasure to chat with you. Go up there, chat with the boys, and we'll see what you guys got cooked up for map 2. Back to you.
What a great start for EG there. Potter, as she said, she's got something prepared for them. I think we witnessed everything that they have prepared for every single team they go up against. I've got Bala and Mimi joining me here. And Bala, they just can't lose.
Yeah.
They just can't.
That was so impressive. I mean, a lot of the same sort of ideas where it's like a lot of trap plays, that sort of thing, worked so well. And Calm was a beast in some of those moments. We already talked about it at halftime. It just continued, though.
Yeah, and talk about countering. Loud is one of the few teams who's gotten to play against this composition from EG twice, and it seemed like they had good ideas. In this one, trying to punish Calm when he anchors A by droning, well, he's droning by double mollying, didn't really work out, and then in the late round, it's just Jawjimo who cleans them up, and I feel like that was the story of this map. Loud had some solid early ideas of how to bait out some of EG's utility and play against it, but in the late round, EG had a second option, and their individuals were all continuing the insane confidence we saw in groups.
And I think as well, you started to see that sort of idea continue to seep in for Loud. Look for where Calm is going to early drone. If he doesn't, take more space and try to punish his deeper drone. You saw that with the nade molly combo there. And what fell apart though was after looking where Calm is, after finding what out his drone is, that leaves so much room for the rest of the players on EG to dominate. You saw Jawjimo with an ult 1 round just coming out of nowhere. Loud didn't consider it. The Brim ult as well, separating so many different players up. I think that really was a great game plan from Loud, but they need to be able to have follow-ups, and also the individual form needs to be there when they step on the stage the first time.
Well, let's head to the stage right now for the Aim Lab shoot around and check in on Sadak on how he is doing here. But Mimi, they got to step it up.
Yeah, they absolutely do. I think that first game really speaks to the quality of EG. They can go back in against a team that they have already played against, on a comp they have already shown, and continue to add new little ideas, new combinations to it, and pop off. But for Loud right now, they've had a rough start, but this is something they're familiar with. In America's groups, it felt like every game they were losing map 1, then they would barely rally map 2, and still close out the series. This is a very familiar situation for the boys, and force it off.
it's weird because I feel like there's a situation right now where Loud is getting in really, really tough territory. They've now lost Split against EG, they've lost Ascent, and they've lost Fracture. All these maps continue to get flipped, and that gives them such an advantage in a long series like this. Now we go to Ascent, though, and to me, it would be mind-blowing if EG is able to flip Ascent twice in a row. Barely anybody's being able to take down Loud on this map. I feel out of anything, no matter what the strategy, no matter what the game plan, this should be a map where there's resiliency from Loud. And if there's not, that's terrifying for the team going forward.
And it was a close game last time, Mimi. EG, they didn't win it dominantly against Loud.
They won 13-11, and it was off of getting 8 rounds on their attacking side. This is the map where I think you see EG's improvement in the fundamentals the most. They went from early in Americas looking kind of lost, really struggling in their mid-rounds, to here constantly having a really clear idea of what they want to reclear in the mid-round, of how they can pull out their opponent's utility and find the gap in the later parts of these rounds. They really punished Loud in this way, but in history, this Ascent, it's been their best map. It was their best map throughout Americas, so it would be a shock if they lose here.
Yeah, it would be indeed. We heard from Potter already. Let's see what's going on over in the Loud camp. Golden Boy, he's standing by with Fraud.
Hey guys, here with Coach Fraud. Now Fraud, I know after that last game, a lot of words were shared with the players, but you know, the competition has gotten so fierce, especially in the Americas region, but also in the global stage as well. What are you doing to keep the boys mental prepared for this map too? And also, what did you tell them in the back before you came out to talk to me?
Just really focus on ourselves. Every team here is very talented across all the regions as well. We just really have to focus on ourselves. Everyone's preparing hard, so are we, but at the same time, if we just focus on ourselves, I think we give ourselves the best chance possible.
What are you looking to hopefully isolate and maybe try and punish for map 2?
Just change up our style a little bit differently. You know, yeah, we're going to come out with a little bit more fire, and hopefully that works out for us.
If there's one team that can do it, it's most definitely Loud. Always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend. Back to you.
I can't wait to see that fire. And as we head to the Prime Gaming agent select, that fire, you know, could be under, well, we're expecting it to come from Aspas. We're going to get the Demon 1 Aspas Jet versus Jet battle now, which we didn't get on Fracture.
Yeah, we didn't. And Demon 1 was the guy in my mind who was just doing what he needed to do. Aspas was having to have a little bit more of a spearhead position. He was playing the more traditional duelist, and he was getting punished when he was looking for openings that the strategy allowed him to, and that really hurt because there was never the pivot possibility. On Jet, I think he should be able to shine a little bit more here.
I think he absolutely will. Loud are starting on the attacking side here, and it's actually been a really strong side for them in the finals against NRG. I think this was one of the defining maps of that series, where they came back after really getting read into the first half and slowed down their pace significantly, found a gap in energy late, and were able to punish it. This team is so good at adapting within series.
They've only lost to 3 teams on this map, Loud has. It's EG, it's the Optic Core, and it's Fnatic. It will be crazy if they're able to do it twice in a row.
Yeah, and Loud, they have to bring it back if they want to avoid that lower bracket this early on. Pansy and Hypog, let's see if they can.
It's absolutely game on now between these two, and I think the desk kind of highlighted being able to win against someone like Loud twice on a map like this might be out of the realms of possibility. I don't know. This was like a cornerstone for Loud.
Sure, yeah, but it's a little concerning to see that map 1 performance. It's interesting to hear Fraud say that they kind of want to then double down and play with a bit more aggression, a bit more fiery, because that really wasn't working. You could see the synergies, the timings were completely off in a few examples on Fracture. The other thing being, with the way that EG approached versus DRX the other day on this map, Demon 1, you loosen the leash a little bit, man, and you know just how much EG are willing to build behind that. Very excited to see that here. Obviously, a big head-to-head with both of them facing off on the Jet now.
Loud going to be starting this one out on the attacking side, EG on the defense. And we have to see that head-to-head at some point, that Aspas Demon 1 head-to-head. I'm so glad you brought up some of those, I guess, worries from map 1, because I do think if they double down on that, it could further expose those problems, but we're yet to see if that comes in here into map 2. Loud taking the tour, though, heading back round towards B.
I'm not sure if Demon 1 did get a sound here, but found a kill nonetheless. Less will fall to reset away from this now, and no possibility of Loud finding a trade.
They've got the players in the right position. You basically have 4 players on this B site for EG. You kind of throw in Jorgamo towards that, playing towards middle. So Loud maybe look at some other options, but they've got a lot of space to cross, and doing so blindly is hard. Fortunately for them, they will have safe passage through middle. Leaning up towards Cat, and on the other side it would be Boostio On towards A, still with this setup here, so they've still got a lot of problems in front of them.
Sadak will disconnect a little bit. Try and take some control back towards main. That's what we're spotting out here. Turret dealt with early, but Boostio does have it set up to protect him in hell here.
Yep. He's doing so much. Aspas! He gets melted! Boostio just creates the perfect trap, sits on the side of the smoke. EG! Pure control here. Prime Gaming flawless.
Boostio with a little TikTok setup to tuck himself into hell. Does so much damage when Lau finally get onto site. Cowanzine just honestly forced into a position where he's got nowhere to play underneath hell. And even then, Sadak disconnecting to make sure they have some information. I didn't even notice the dart over the top as well. Perfectly timed from Com to come in.
You know what, obviously we mostly watch EMEA during regular seasons. What a treat to get eyes on with EG in some of these rounds. Obviously seeing it online is one thing, but seeing it in person here, quite spectacular. Obviously loud. Wait and see if they activate. Ethan getting a little confident. Does have a challenge or two on the other side, so has to be cautious here. Doesn't want to overdo it. Knife should confirm attendance, but Tui's slipping up middle. It's going to be Demon 1 to keep him in check.
Tui's does have a Sheriff. Hasn't been spotted on across this, so a chance to swing onto it, but you know how snappy Demon 1 can be. Now potentially waiting for a cross back over, but Ethan will be challenged. That's will fall though.
Yeah, they're not making it through that choke point, are they? Yeah, EG, hand around the throat on this one. No way out of it really for Cowanzine, unless not even really given many opportunities to close any of these kills.
I mean, Ethan would have been the first there with the timing, hopping back up towards default. 2v5 for Loud to try and do some further damage here, but less down to 31 HP and huddled in. You can see on the minimap already, EG looking to suffocate and smother Loud outside A site.
30 seconds left.
We still see him keep it clean.
Last player.
Seeing it from the other perspective of Demon 1 getting kills is actually horrifically terrifying.
Back-to-back Prime Gaming flawless is to start on Ascent here. Now we'll come back into their first buy round.
Not drawing blood once. 0-2 across the board. Wow.
Not a single kill. See if EG want to get a little proactive here. I said we saw loads of examples versus DRX. Them looking to take the fight to them on their defensive half.
No massive progress towards any of the ults coming out for EG yet, though kind of spread across the board. Yes, Demon 1 a little further ahead, and there's the aggression. You called it. And EG agreed to it. And that's a lot of space that Demon 1's commanding here. He knows that, well, mid somewhat clear, obviously can't fully confirm, but now with that contact of that utility on towards A, they got to know what's coming. As already Aspas going to take towards the site. And EG have to somewhat respect this. They can't do too much damage from here.
EG have cleared so much so early. Actually, they're in a position to do a lot of damage when the site hit finally comes through. Jorgamo will find Tui's.
Okay, and Cowan seems low. Sadak a bit of chip damage. Timing on this could be terrifying. Aspas got to be careful as well. Might have been noted, he has been. Now takes a step out, still had the rifle overwhelmed. Boostio finds Aspas, and now they're doing some serious damage. It's only on less! This is madness, EG! You are not meant to be doing this! How many bonus rounds can these boys convert? Less! Gave it a damn good go! But that's simply not good enough. EG posting up a third.
Beautiful conversion. Like I said, the clearance from EG comes through so early that you don't want to see Loud stack up for an execute there. They need to re-clear that space because EG react perfectly. They set up, they even get a kill ahead of the spike coming down, I believe. Cowanzine, a ton of chip damage done. I think it's the fragment from Ethan to even finish that off.
What an anomaly of a team. I don't know how they continuously do this. But I'm so glad you kind of step-by-step that, because it makes sense, right? They take so much of the space, all that information. Let's get the players in the right place, but now...
Here.
Demon 1's... you don't...
Flash over here?
Someone's gonna... Okay, Ethan's just gonna swing it, apparently, and there it is. It's murder in middle. Tui's down a little low, but revealed. They know his position through the wall. This crunch in middle is just gorgeous. And it's bold to be doing it against these sheriffs and odds and ends. It could be a little bit more risky, but make that impression. They are. Lesk gonna try and keep himself standing, but gotta be cautious on the other side as well. Com can't fall in that position.
Actually, Les has got way out of B main here. So Busio falling the utility disabled.
But I'm wondering if does Com recheck? No, okay, he's set on a deeper angle.
I mean, he's got 2 seconds till the recon, so he's probably just looking for a wallbang to come back up. Spike will drop to site now as Les has already fallen.
Standing ahead.
Doesn't get the scan.
Spike planted.
Yeah, if we have a wallbang from the Sheriff, no, come through.
Good luck, County. Yeah, not gonna happen. EG, carry on through. That little mid piece. Ooh.
Yeah, that almost feels like EG looking to kind of flex a little bit, honestly.
Yeah.
Send a message here, not respecting the Sheriffs whatsoever. And they're so quick as well. You can see, I think Ethan's tucked up there. The only reason he doesn't flash out, well, there's not a dart over the top, I think, because they read into the fact that Loud have pushed up Catwalk so quickly. That was a big question for me, though, is how proactive EG want to execute this defensive half. We've already seen some similar examples to what we saw versus DRX.
And is this another little set piece in mind? I'm looking at kind of a lean towards middle, 2 on towards Cat. Operator in the hands of Boostio. Yeah, Demon 1, he's off the leash. He is absolutely off the leash. He's just pushing forward. That's an opportunity and a missed one. 2, he's going to punish, but it's not just one. They've doubled down, tripled down. They're trying to get so aggressive across the map. And it's cost them casualties. Down to 3 here. EG not sticking the landing on this one.
A rare miss, actually, from Demon 1. So last time, snappy with the Guardian in that situation. Lucio still finds one, though. Swings back onto the Aldrone. And comes found across map, Hunter's Fury.
How are they still in this round? It looks so over.
Tui's down to 33 HP as well. Very disconnected from this.
Revealing area.
Are they going to disrespect that? Yeah, they are. Trying to check for anyone close by, but
Sadak just took a ton of damage with that wallbang.
How? I didn't even look close to him, but Tui's positioning should be the end of this, right? There's no way they turn around and check now. Calm down, last one standing. Not gonna have so much fun here. Tui's is down on 10 HP. Like, Com is connecting all of these shots. It's kind of obscene to see, but he just hasn't really got the time for this. So many unknown quantities on the side. He's gonna have to relinquish any of this sort of threat, but he could maybe do some damage on the way out. And maybe just keep that operator in hand.
Sadak might catch him.
Oh, he was tempted.
Come on, you can see him laughing about it. He's like, yeah.
They're still trying to chase. How close does Sadak get? Keeps it, no worries there. Okay, so what happened in this round? Because we just saw that almost double down, triple down on aggression throughout the map, but was it just that miss from Demon 1?
I think this is exactly the same game plan we saw previously. The only difference here being that Demon 1's not found this kill. I think on the other side of things, I'm not sure how the kill outside B came. Loud, spread very thin in that default, were equipped to deal with, I guess, a push on both sides.
Okay, so lockdown there, TP there. Nice little purchase back for Loud. I'll take this default throughout. I don't want to say they've completely quelled the aggression from EG just yet. I'm still seeing them take a little bit of a glance through towards B main, but it's deeper this time. Not exploring middle, not exploring short. Sitting very deep, excluding that B main. A little bit of presence here from Demon 1.
With the change being, Demon 1 now has the operator, so EG not going to look to send him into a deep position this time around. And Loud very cautious, though.
Yeah, maybe looking to identify if that operator or where that operator is actually positioned.
Won't get spotted with a drone, though. Demon 1 will slip up behind it.
His timing on this is gorgeous as well. But look at the reclear. That recheck from Les could have been lovely, but it does give them at least a signifier that this could be that A piece, but Loud still don't look fully committed to that idea either.
Very late pop of the null command from Ethan as well. As Loud look to try and catch a little bit of timing back through mid. Alarm bot removed, but down to 30 seconds. It's taken Loud so long to achieve anything with this default.
And Com's position turns the flash well. Does get checked on. Aspas very heads up there. Going to take down Com. Jorgamo's in danger. He's got a lot of pressure coming his way. A little bit of help from Ethan from up above, but still he's living on borrowed time here. Loud sweeping through the site, taking all the control they need. That's the Loud I wanted to see. Demon One can only find one. Probably time to fall away from this. Might get hunted down on short. Reads it, connects it. He's not going to get much more play on this though. Just going to try and keep his life.
A ton of time for Loud to try and chase this down, and you look at the funds. They can afford to throw another rifle or two at this. Loud have so much time throughout this. This is the one round, like I said, where Demon One, the operator, you decide to play a little slower. But even so, it's like, it's down to, what, 30 seconds by the time the alarm bot's removed. Didn't even force an over-rotation there from EG either. It's now just winning out a couple. I'm not even sure, actually, if Com has a dart for that setup to make Jorgamo's position inside the smoke a little more comfortable. Maybe EG's just mispositioned ever so slightly there in the late round.
We're good to see a lifeline for Loud. I felt like they were getting kind of blown out at the start of this, but nice responses back-to-back now. Converting two. Once they got to that side, it was clean work from them. A couple of ults coming online for both sides now. I don't want to see if Demon One does invest the knives. It looks like he will be. They have something in mind. How do they want to facilitate him in this round?
You see the pings on the minimap towards top mid here. Is he just bursting straight out? The paranoia towards Tiles, potentially?
Could be. Through towards Tiles, as a check sees nothing. He's going to continue this path, though. Spots out too, and taken down. Ethan with a follow-up punish can at least catch Kalanzine, so even the numbers out. But by now, you can already see it Loud looking towards the other side of the map too. Maybe a chance to explore towards A as Busio desperate to try and get back in time.
Well, Aspas got tagged down to 5 HP. Not sure if that was a headshot from a Sheriff somewhere.
Yeah, he's very low.
So again, it's going to make it a little more awkward for him to commit to an entry here. Does have the Blade Storm, obviously lockdown available for less as well. The problem could be presented here for EG if Ethan is left to try and defend alone here.
Do still see Ethan being one of those safe pair of hands, but this is a lot. 4 players, no support really anywhere nearby. Closest would be Jorgamo. Not an easy situation. A re-smoke put towards A main, but we can see where Loud are heading towards. Lockdown going to come in. What option does he have? Can he take it down?
Does have the
30 seconds left.
She doesn't catch, no.
Nope.
Sends it on the other side of the wall.
And Ethan's gone through the smoke. The trade out comes in though. Ethan's removed, so the cross feels a bit safer, but 13 seconds, they're running low on time here. Spike still down by A main. 10 seconds now. Spike back into hand. They've got to make their way towards the site. Busio trying to catch that cross, but it's Tui's with a great shot. Takes him out. Oh my word, Tui's heating up now. Sadak and Jorgamo to 1v1. Jorgamo's got him. EG up to 5.
Where did Jorgamo get that Sheriff kill from? What was that? You said Ethan's going to have his hands full. Can't deal with the lockdown, unfortunately, but EG's still come out top of this? Yeah.
Last
The 5 HP guy, by the way.
One enemy remaining. Spike planted.
Nice, let's go.
What a round from Jorgamo.
Deep breath. Yeah. I mean, I was looking at their money. I was a bit worried. They can still get an okay buy. Yeah, the judge coming in for Ethan, but that's kind of the tail end of it. On the other side, yeah, I mean, well, to be fair, Aspas does have the knives as well, so he's fine being where he's at. So still a very competitive round here for Loud. Going to get a grip back on this game. Demon One willing for fight. Spots a player on the cross, but does have to fall away here. Busio willing to put his body on the line for it, but now fighting out early on. Plenty of ults here for Loud as well.
Is there a quick decision on the back of the operator being spotted? My question, yeah, maybe the no command popped here. Ethan, though, going to slip in with the judge.
Gonna hear one.
Do some serious damage.
How long does he stand here? How long can he wait? Perfect work, takes down Kalanzine, and he's still holding the space. There's the counter pressure coming in through short. Jorgamo trying to backfill that, but the paranoia gonna be sent. He can't even see Aspas. Delivers the knife to the throat, and now Com gets overwhelmed with Demon One's on the knife. Oh my god, this guy's quick as lightning. I've never seen anything like it. And Aspas has his work cut out now. Suddenly this situation ain't feeling so good. 2 HP apparently is more than enough for Demon One. Boostio just holding. Got to be so ready for this though. 44 seconds, a lot of time for Aspas to work with.
Do they respect him enough to use the lockdown? I think so, Lauren.
Of course you do.
Not going to be able to catch the retreat here, so Aspas will be given an opportunity to tuck into Wine. But if Demon 1 can repost up on this angle onto main, it's going to be very problematic.
But it's Aspas, this guy is world class. The fuse started, Demon 1 now called in. 2 HP, shot comes in, there's a chance. Goes back through, 9 HP now for Aspas. He's trying to toy with the time, but the defuse, it's going to be coming in right under his nose. He can't deny it, and he can't even get the kill. EG holding on now.
What a ridiculous round from Demon 1.
Show me that again.
That was beautiful. And Aspas is desperate to trade it. I mean, Jorgamo goes huge here as well. To even slow this down on the way in. This second shot.
The fact he even lives there, Aspas
Yeah.
like on him.
Like I said, composure as well. Respect Loud enough and Aspas enough to put the lockdown in, but it allows Demon 1 to repost up on that angle. No risk taken there from EG on the retake. And we're in another situation where there's a big deficit here. Loud are trailing by 4 rounds.
I find it hard to put faith in EX. Like, okay, again, we don't cover NA ourselves, right? So when we look at international, we've seen Loud. And Loud have been just incredible, right? Historically, one of the best teams there are. You'd say individually, still one of the best players there in the form of Aspas. You can't discredit what that man's been able to achieve. And I'm seeing the scoreline at 6-2. The team that barely made it here. Running on dreams alone, EG are leading this. They forced the timeout out of Loud. And there's something about the mental game in that. You go, yeah, we got him a little bit there. We got him to try and adapt. Now, to be fair, Loud did have that nice adaptation before on map 1. They started to see a little bit deeper, work it out a little bit, close the scoreline a touch on that first half of Fracture, but that still got taken away from them.
I think it's tough though, because there's not as much of an opportunity to do so here on the attacking side. Sure, Loud statistically lean, I guess heavier in terms of, well, Ascent in general, sure, but you don't want to see another 9-3, for example.
No.
You need to leave enough of a gap here for Loud to make something happen here. Well, not Loud, we're looking to, pop behind this. Smoke will slow it down. Ethan will detect too, but yeah, they are looking to pop.
Yeah, Aspas is on the site, and I don't know how much they know about this one. There is still a player below. Jorgamo trying to go undetected at this point. There's so many players here, though. Jorgamo could have punished one. Loud with a great trade back. Could have find 2. You can see him trying to clear, but Jorgamo, he's still here! How's he got undetected this long? 2 more bullets. Can't find him. And now it's on Demon 1. Deleted that sharp from Les. A 1v2 for Boostio. The spike is in the hands of 2E, so it's already on the site. Turret goes in, smoke goes up. The second he goes out of that smoke, Turret's gonna note him. Les has him dead. How does he play this? Oh, that's how! Oh my god! He almost played that to perfection.
He swings so wide, the confidence to swing out of the smoke like that.
Bloody hell.
You see as well, Loud cautious. They didn't want to commit to that plant. Loud will find their 3rd. A pace change potentially catching EG off guard. Yeah, Jorgamo, I'm not even sure if he's caught by paranoia or something, or the information's not relayed that Aspas has found his way onto top gen. Just a couple of the individuals caught off guard in this execute.
But it's done enough to shatter the money from EG.
Yeah,
that's
which is crazy when you look at the scoreline.
Kind of, I guess it tells how close some of these rounds have been getting. Money's certainly not stable by any means.
Standing ahead.
I'll make it up to 3. And it looks quite clear-cut so far. Straight in towards B. You know, Boostio here. Demon 1 on the way. And Com on the back of the side. This is lovely, though. The push and the pull between the 2.
How far Aspas is ahead?
And look at Ethan! Oh! He just dives in, head first! Could not care less, and the spike gets left in the corner. Can they defend this? Can they punish on it? No. 2E's and less bailing him out, but Demon 1's on the site now. The final boss is here. The flank's already coming in as well from Jorgamo. Com's got a rifle. This is worrying for Loud. This is problems.
2E's can retrieve the spike here with the TP, sure, but
early rotation.
EG have got the read on it. And Jorgamo and Demon 1 here are so early. Whoa. He doesn't know he slipped ahead again.
Oh, he's got to have heard that. Les. Oh, come on! Another 1v1. Com had the rifle,
30 seconds
has his
left.
dart. But Tui's is toying with the time. 25 seconds, he has no idea where Com is. Now he's gonna have a little bit of a concept of this. 2 kills already, the spam gonna come in. Smoke goes through, gives himself a chance for a plant. Com's taking the long way round. He doesn't want to drop down, doesn't want to play that game, but does Tui's read it well? Yes.
It's pinged onto the minimap, yeah.
Absolutely reads it to perfection. This should be a round for Tui's, and it is! Safe pair of hands at the end of the day, but that round had very little investment from EG, and it still got that close. Ooh, getting a little nuts.
Yeah, a little VM on the way out there. Aspas is just so far ahead of everyone else. And EG, I said, made the perfect decision to reinforce this pressure. It's only the fact that Tui's has the TP, they can safely retrieve that spike.
Now again, the game we wanted. Now we're starting to heat up a little bit here. Tui's starting to have a big game himself as well. 12-7 so far for Loud. This is the timeout for EG though. Time to talk options.
They're getting closer and closer to some ultimates. Hunter's Fury 2 away, 2 off the lockdown as well. EG with Demon 1 on a rifle here. We'll resort back to some of these explosive set pieces, take the fight back to Loud. 2-round lead here, but come out with a 6-6 all even. Loud will feel fantastic about that considering how it started.
This is tense now. This could be a turning point of the game. Closing up for Loud maybe. Get that, you know, back to a nice 6-6 competitive on that half. Just get torn away from him a little more. As you noted, couple of options with those ults coming through very soon. The other side, the lockdown there for less. Hunter's Fury for Counting. Counting having a quiet game so far. Not having what he wants in this. 6-4. We go back in. EG leading as it stands. And Loud changing the tempo.
One's cleared. Pretty deep in towards B main already though. Then will deal with the alarm bot. Did see on the minimap get removed there, so EG have to be conscious of the possibility. Ethan posted up on the angle regardless. Like Loud probably want to split through A here with this lockdown placement. Dealt with, but Boostio, is he going to try and slip into wine here?
That's audacious, and it's worked. I don't know what else you're meant to do in this one. Jorgamo's still got his gun out though. Can he defend him? He's still alive in the smoke. How is... Hello? How is Boostio still here? Thank you, Tui's going to take him down. There is still so much presence on this A side though. They brought over that additional player. Ethan's now here. In 38 seconds, Loud really toying with the timing.
Not necessarily through to sight. Kaunzine looking to plant the seed of doubt.
30 seconds left.
And looks like it's actually pulling Com. Just for the time being now, Jorgamo will confirm the other side of it.
Ethan waiting, bated breath. Jorgamo's got Tui's, Ethan's got Aspas. Kaunzine gonna let rip with the Hunter's Fury, and it's only on to Kaunzine now. They got to know where he is, and he ain't got the time for this. 8 seconds. He'd need to run straight to that spike and somehow get an instant plant. It's not going to work. EG weathering the storm here. Loud using a great deal of those ults that we just discussed. And actually, Ethan going to fall now. Anyone might want to be staying alive here. But EG making a go of this, but I'm looking at the money. It's a little on the lower end, but...
Yeah, Loud's money's in the bin.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
My double stick.
So wait to see what the full purchase looks like, but Ethan does so well to navigate his way through this Hunter's Fury and find 2 kills in the mix.
Oh, bloody hell, you weren't lying. Seeing Sheriff Stingers. Eesh.
Most of the utils there, so possibility for Loud to at least make this competitive here. On the other side, actually, yeah, a Guardian, a Spectre, and a Judge. But a key ultimate in the form of the lockdown. Make that too. The Hunter's Fury available now for EG.
You can see the temptation from Sadak maybe to try and punish that presence, but you can see
Any other gun.
Yeah, any other gun. It just doesn't sound very intimidating, does it? And there's the Hunter's Fury. Tags there. Not going to get the follow-up just yet. And actually stays alive, down so low. Sadak is standing on 5 HP. Tui's going to try and take a little space towards middle. They're getting very close to this. Look and see if Tui's tries to make something happen for himself here. Demon 1, did he note it? I think he did. Yeah, there's the underhand flash turn. Goes back in, overwhelmed. Demon 1 with that wide swing on this. Going to be up in the ult as well. Nice work from Les. The spike, it was looking to be for a second, but it's falling away.
Aspas looking to backfill this space towards market. But look who's set up here with the utility on short and a judge in hand.
Oh.
30 seconds
They're going back. They're going back to B. It's a double pump. They're going to leave Aspas posted up towards middle as they try and run back towards the B side.
Again, though. The awareness is there from EG.
Oh, the shot! It's perfect from Demon 1. But the site's now going to be under scrutiny. You can see Loud trying to pour on through, County with the punish. Oh, Ethan just about gets one trade, but there's still a chance. 10 seconds here, they need to get that plant in.
He's coming with a lockdown in towards main. It could be a very deep investment here, Lauren. It's going to force them towards spawn.
How quickly do they identify this? I don't know how much they can even do with it. There's the lockdown. Oh.
They're worried it can get wallbanged.
It may just be. Let's see if Counting's got it. He's not certain enough. Yeah, they're peeling away. They're falling off from this. Can they catch the cross? Great shot from Cowanteen! Oh, incredible from Cowanteen!
What is that? If I still wallbang with the Odin. I mean, the stars almost aligned for EG here in this last round. Ethan unfortunately can't grasp either of these kills. Actually finds it on the transfer, but scraping through a 7-5 here, Loud. It's a miracle, Lauren, honestly.
Yeah, and let's leave it on that note for the desk to take it away.
Thank you very much, Pansy and Hypog. I think the star was a little bit worrying for Lau, but Mimi, they are pulling it back.
They absolutely are, and they needed some miracle rounds to get back into that one. EG started on another hot streak, looking really good, converting a bonus here. But in the second half, this team has started, or excuse me, in this half, this team has started to really turn things around. EG were going for some of their standard forward execs that they do on this map often, and Cloud had answers for that one. In that one, shutting down that A main aggression, and it was really defined by the late rounds in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you can actually think back to Fracture as well and think about some of the game plan ideas that Loud have, which was withstand the combinations that EG throw at you. For example, this dash paranoia up top mid. And once they did that, they're able to pivot around. But the thing is, they're not landing all of those rounds that they should be able to once they check off those first couple of boxes. And that's been a problem. But finally, you're seeing some of those clutch rounds actually fall in their way because Kawanzine, for example, having those big moments. Aspas almost having a couple of those big moments. Tui specifically, that one where he TP'd and grabbed the spike. All those things falling their way makes this a lot easier for them to do in the second half.
And those aren't normally the rounds that Loud are winning to get ahead on a map like Ascent, but it is what they've gotten to find a really good half here. Now we head to EG's attack side, where generally they're not great. 44% win rate, as you'd expect from Ascent, but last time these two teams played, EG ran 8 attack side rounds to close out the map versus Loud. They had a really good job of pulling out utility from Loud, baiting that in the early rounds, and having a very clear idea of how they wanted to execute at the end.
Yeah, and all that came down to Demon 1 as well. Last time they met, 6-0 on the attack side, first kill, and 19 kills, by the way, he got on that attack side. So I can't wait to see if he can do that here, because Bala, if he is able to put out a performance like that, I think it might be a 2-0.
Oh, absolutely. Demon 1, I think he definitely had some very impactful rounds early on in that game. You could see some of those flicks always on. But I think turning it back towards the meta discussion about this map and how we've actually had a lot of attack-sided halves this time around. You just mentioned Demon 1 in that instance, the really, really good half by EG against Loud last time. NRG had a really good one against Loud specifically. These types of things are getting more and more common. So honestly, 7-5 might very well be enough.
Yeah, it might be. In that last game these two teams played, the defining factor of EG's attacking side was their ability to get Demon 1 into mid after breaking the Killjoy utility and entrenching him, to go for these like late round lurks before pivoting into splits. But Loud went back in the finals, played this map versus NRG, and NRG tried to play to that same style, trying to find that gap in mid, set up Artist for success, and Loud was shutting it down so well. This team is really quick to fix those gaps, so EG, I think, are going to have to find something new to beat Loud again.
I think they might rely on that a little bit, and we've already seen Loud be very prepared for those sorts of ideas. I think the difference between EG and NRG in terms of like the inserts that they tried to do on attack sides against Loud was specifically EG was a lot more passive with them, and NRG was trying to find the rotates with them, trying to find the openings with those rather than allowing them to find passive information with you. So Loud specifically, I think they should be prepped for that, and if they aren't, we're going to be scratching our heads, but they should 100% be favored here in the second half.
Yeah, as you guys can see on stage, we're just getting an in-ears replaced right now, so we should get back into the game pretty soon. But for EG, Mimi, if they can close this out 2-0, how big of an achievement do you think that is?
It's massive. I mean, we keep saying this next win is going to be the one where people finally believe, where everyone's on board with this run. And I think everyone is a believer in EG now. They've seen what this team can do. But beating Loud, one of the tournament favorites, that goes from, okay, this is a miracle run. EG is playing insane too. EG could be a tournament favorite. They could be a team in competition for pushing towards that grand finals.
I think on this side of the bracket for them, if they take down Loud, all of a sudden you're thinking that the rest of the side should be fairly easy up until maybe they get up against like a Fnatic or whatever's on the other side of the bracket, maybe like a Paper X or something like that, or a DRX again. But we've already seen them have success against teams like that. So you're really thinking this is the biggest hurdle for them to, finally start to think about them as contenders for this Tokyo event.
Well, we are good to go here. Let's see if EG can get the job done. But Pansy and Hyde Park, we're talking about Loud here. They always find a way.
Spot on. There's a reason they have a big reputation by the name. Loud are one of the best there is. If there's an opportunity, if there's a chance, they're going to take it with both hands. But Mike, EG have had victories here before. They've beaten this team on this map. Do you see it being a possibility, or is that depth for Loud going to kick in?
For sure, and I actually think back to the interview we called with GB and Potter where she's talking about having cooked something up. This is obviously statistically the side of this veto that probably looks the most concerning. Previous performance apart, yes, it was a beautifully strung together set of rounds to close out 13-11 previously on Ascent versus Loud, but this is where I'm looking for some changes.
I have the spike.
Something to catch Loud off guard. I guess deny that statistical probability that we do have.
So, starting the round, EG have made a little bit of intention known towards A, or at least kind of feigning that attention, and then going to be leaning back towards a speed piece. They have drawn the additional player away, which was going to be Kalenzi. He's kind of sitting towards the top middle. Commitment from Les towards the side, but he will be alone, as EG going to be running through the traditional paces of taking that big site here. For now, Loud have to respect this. See, what can Les do? How much can he achieve? Right now, not enough. Good response from Kalenzi, though, going to punish Demon 1 just through that smoke, but the plant will be coming in.
Tui still a million miles away from this. Does have a smoke, but no paranoia. Got a fragment to work with, and Aspas got to be the playmaker here to get back on site with this frenzy.
Again, though, EG playing all on site. Paranoia still in hand as well for Jorgamo.
Dart as well now.
Yeah, this is huge. The timing on that is lovely. Doesn't get what he wants. Turned, smoked. Jorgamo waiting with that paranoia. Might have to send it soon. They've already taken a bit of chip damage here. Com still standing. Does a bit of work for Loud. Good trade's going to come back through. Leaving it all down to Kalenzi. Flies into his death. EG kicking off the second half with a bang.
It's another pistol posted by EG as well. An insane record here in Tokyo. Can they follow through once again? What start can they have here in the second half? Because that small advantage, 2 rounds, can be huge. Do what they have been doing consistently here with a round 2 and round D conversion. So yeah, well invested as well for EG to get weapons across the board. Guardian and the Bulldog probably the focal point here for EG in the hands of Demon 1, Jorgamo.
Oh, Aspas! Oh!
Second!
Incredible shots coming out, taking down 2. Tui's going to spot the player as well, gets ready for it. Jorgamo punish, this is massive from Loud. This could be the first time we see real problems brought to EG in these sort of rounds. They're making a run for it. See if they can get that plant down, see what they can do in this 2v4.
Again, upgrades here on the side for Loud as well. A Guardian and a Spectre to work with. Com's going to clear some space back through Heaven, but I thought maybe Ethan was going to post up on this.
It's a lot of room, though. Kind of implying that attention's coming through from short. Ethan needs to go big, and he does! Ethan! Oh, what a time for him to be doing this! Gets this round back on track, gives Com a chance. The flash going to come in. Did he note him? Did he spot him? I don't think he has. Peekaboo! Com's got EG. Running through this. What a round from Ethan, though.
They certainly don't need 2v4s to be going in their favor to make it any easier here. Second on the board here.
Because look at this start. It's dreamy, right?
Aspas, 2 ridiculous shots. And like I said, the upgrades come through, but Ethan finds 4. They're loving it.
Oh no, they're having fun. It's even worse. Well, now this bonus round might fall out of the wheelhouse. But you know what? I'm open to ideas. This should be loud. This should be 9-6. I feel like I'm saying should a lot.
Well,
but
I mean, Demon 1's got a Guardian.
Yep.
So
There's
that's
a
a concern.
Just terrifying, isn't it, really? And it's up Cat. 4-1 split. Excuse me. 1-3-1 split. Nice flash going to force Sadik away. Knows his pathing well enough to get a little bit of safety. Paranoia said they want to try and close him down. Tui's going to keep him safe though, but only for a moment's time, because you're going to see it. Jorgamo, he wants in. Ethan's taken down Sadak. They've taken down Tui's. They've got the site. This is unthinkable. That's 3 players now remaining for Loud, and Les just takes a bit of a stride out of the smoke. They were trying to catch someone ahead of the timing they'd expected, but now there's problems. Ethan going to try and play his life, get out of hell. But they've got the upgrades. Ethan's got a rifle, as does Jorgamo. What does Loud do on the way back in here?
Then the null command slow things down. The knife as well. Ethan goes 1-for-1. Aspas finds the trade.
Needs more. No! Jorgamo! How dare I doubt EG? How dare I doubt their conversion in bonus rounds?
So consistent.
They had nothing, Mike. Look at the buy they had. It was rotten.
That's a heartbreaker.
Whoa.
I said 3 on the bounce, and it puts Loud on a light buy. They can force a little into this, but they almost have to concede the 11th unless they've got something to pull off here.
This feels like 11 to me. I mean,
Should
how
be.
far away is Aspas?
I was going to say, Aspas is brought down with the Guardian. He's 1 away from the Blade Storm, so he can afford to invest a little here.
Sadok's gone for the Judge. Guardian there for Aspas. If you weren't paying attention, now you need to. This game has suddenly gotten terrifying. Loud are very much on the verge of being broken here. This could be 11. If it goes the way it traditionally should, this buy very much overwhelms Louds. But can they kindle something? Has Aspas got something up his sleeve? We need a round from him. Because EG are just demonic the way they're playing at the moment. That's going to be less noted.
Less dead.
He's extremely
100%.
dead. And looking for the follow-up as well. They get the info, I'm pretty sure. 2E's, patience pays. The corner seems a bit more shallow. Hello? Someone's going to turn around soon. 2E's, please don't.
This is it. Please don't mess this up.
2E's, don't mess this up. I'm just going to tell you right now, do not. Oh! No! Not like this. Not
I can't
like
believe
this.
it. It's the Soulcaster 2023 moment. That is.
I don't want to look at my. I don't want to look at the screen.
Yeah.
Can we have a?
I mean,
can we have a timeout?
You can see Sadak just shaking his head and laughing.
One enemy remaining.
Oh.
Yeah. Uncomfortable viewing, Lauren.
Oh, they're happy about it.
This is unprecedented to see some of the things we've seen from Loud today. On the other hand, EG running away from this. I said before the series started, this would be the true validation, the test of this confidence to come out here and execute versus Loud. Oh, it looks even worse for Jorgamo's.
And that's hard on a young player. Like, we say this about Soulcast as well. You say it about players who are quite emotional, who can get a little caught up in those feelings. Like, it's going to be rough. Now, luckily, obviously, for Loud, they have a great IGL, great coach who are going to talk them back into the game, but still, you're not feeling great. And bigger picture, Mike.
I mean, look at this half. Like, there's a 2v4 that EG flipped. There are further blows to the confidence to throw Loud off their game. Like I said, sure, there's an adjustment period allowed, But to come here, lose 13-7 on map 1 and potentially be faced, dare I say, at 13-5 here on map 2 on Ascent of all maps.
This is a credit I do want to give to EG as well. They've been walking into a couple of the team's specialty maps and doing exceptionally well.
Foot on Lotus.
That's the big marker for me.
There are more and more examples to see where EG just defy the odds, honestly.
Yes. And maybe some people at home aren't so familiar with, you know, when we were talking about that win against Foot, for example, they're like, oh, I mean, maybe they're good. But I mean, they were arguably almost untouchable at times. And doing this here, doing this now, not just
Again,
once, it's
on Ascent
repetition.
versus Loud.
Exactly. Like, can we just put into context? Take a second. If you're at home, you're like, oh yeah, I mean, like, if you just play a good game, you'll probably win. No, you don't. Not against Loud. That's so rare. EG are playing gorgeous Valorant, and this is a rarity and something to be really, really paid mind to. Now, Loud, this has been the timeout that they just called. They've come out of this now.
Yeah, I mean, we need the response here in round 17. Bladestorm in hand, rifles, and then Odin elsewhere. EG slowing things down ever so slightly, but Aspas will be noted very early on here. One trying to post up behind that drone, or at least the space that is cleared on the back of it. We're halted by the alarm bot for the time being. TP to a back site here. Jogamo sticks it.
Okay, Les is now worried he's going to be noting Galaxy in the play. The combination between him and Com is just unthinkable. Jogamo is just...
No way.
Come on! There's no way you're getting away with that. Aspas has fallen, though. The support system's not there. It's just Les on the site, and he's down so low. Boostio accepting a little bit of damage to have a little look towards CT. Spot the players. That's a little overheat there, but they won out on the site, so they should be able to get the plant down. And Demon 1, it's easy for him. Sadak so unaware of the possibility that he could be still standing. Maybe it ought to 2-e's, and this is 12. Mike, I feel like I'm living in just a different reality here. Demon 1 waiting and greets him with a smile. EG have made it to 12. They're making this look easy against Loud.
Yeah, they're making it look like a walk in the park. I mean, even here, Jogamo, he's just commanding so much pressure on side there. Even this TP here comes through, doesn't even matter. He's baited perfectly. They kill enough time where the rest of EG can flood through and, like you said, win out that engagement on site.
Enemy remaining.
EG in total control, giving Loud a rude awakening here upon landing in Tokyo.
Even I'm stunned. 12-5. Loud down in the doldrums here, struggling to make anything work. Losing scenarios that can break the mental, and now being put in this position. They're trying to go for a bit of mid-pressure. Trying to up the tempo a little. Aspas. Got to be careful on the timing here. That out drone could be the downfall of him. Flash ready for Ethan. There it is, the pressure Com can't stand it. Aspas gonna draw blood. Response in kind though! Ethan, sharp as a knife, but Louder holding on. Clawing into this, but look who still stands. It's Demon 1 and it's Jogamo. And Jogamo's position could be deadly. They have no idea. Demon 1's found 2-e's. They're about to, surely not. Oh dear, Jogamo around the back of Sadak. It's all down to Kalenzine. A 1v2. And oh dear, he's gone. Jogamo, game back on. Kalenzine, can he find it? No, EG! The dream continues!